Good evening, traders. It's Mr. Joseph Trades here for my daily performance summary. Thank you for joining me on April the 4th of 25. Let's jump right into it with TradeZella. I show a loss of 861.10 on my funded accounts, but it wasn't all bad. We'll get into that in a minute. This should have been a 100% win rate day, and I should have had a lot more profits, but I had a fat finger incident which ended up costing me. So that is what it is. I'll try to learn from it. I had the right idea, and when I saw something happening, I clicked the wrong key, and this is what happened. But that was only one account that got affected. I had a good day overall, as you'll see momentarily. So let's go to the charts. We're going to look at the 4 hour first from a big picture point of view. I think it's pretty important to see where we are, where we might be going, what the possibilities are. I've been talking about this level of support where these swing lows have tested a few times. That's right where we are now. If big buying comes in, we could start to see a rotation up, especially if there's some sort of news catalyst, such as a rethinking of some of the tariffs. That's a one possibility. Also, that's the second leg of a measured move. That's about equidistant from that leg down, so that makes sense. But things could deteriorate, and if they do, we have to think about that also. Me personally, I was all in cash until today. Thankfully, I've been in cash for some time, but I nibbled today on some positions here, and if it gets down to this level, I won't nibble. I might order an appetizer or a course. Uh, Here we have a level where price broke out, and on a breakout pullback area, especially after a range, that can be a big level of support. So we'll see. And if that doesn't hold, there's another major swing low. So you can tell right here, this is called the volume profile. It shows buying and selling activities. Right now, we're at sort of the last shelf of volume before down here. So I'm hopeful that this shelf of volume holds and that we get a reversal up, but who knows? There's a lot of pessimism, and anytime there's a lot of pessimism, it's usually a good time to at least, hold your nose and get some quality for the cheap. You decide what quality is, but um, you know, who knows what will happen. Interesting times for sure. Let's go to the 15 minute. So today we had, where's the 9:30 candle? Okay, right here. So the day was basically a bearish channel day. Channels can be difficult to trade, especially with the size of the candles. Look at the average candle today was 144.45 points. That is huge. It is very hard to trade with any reasonable size because stop loss placement at a logical level doesn't make sense. So you can trade, but you have to be aware of this guy right here, VIX. I'm going to show you the overall picture of VIX. VIX is the volatility measure. You can see that it ranges from a low of around 11 to the high end. This was COVID, about 73. Big panics. This was the yen carry trade. I have a feeling we might retest these levels before it's all said and done. So when volatility is big, that means price moves around really quickly, and it's tough to catch sustained moves in day trading. So based on what happened yesterday, when volatility increased 39% from the day before, look at today, it increased 50.93% from the day before. But based on that, I changed my approach a little bit, and it worked out for me. I really was into scalping today. I had an idea where price would move impulsively before it invariably turned, as it so often does in these high volatility situations. And I was able to capitalize on several things. My fat finger incident notwithstanding, but this is the 5 minute chart, the execution time frame that I use, and you'll see the day started right here with a doji, and we just sort of got into a bearish channel, you know, sort of tough to trade with candles that had an average range during the session of 121 points there. There it only got to 79.90. No big deal. You know, a point on a micro contract is worth $2. So if you're trading a micro, just one micro contract, and you're using a bar as your stop, you're basically with an 80-point candle risking $160. So if you're trading a full-size contract, you're risking $1,600 because each point is worth $20 with a mini and $2 with a micro. That's usually not the case. It's usually that's always the case. That's what the points are worth. But the candles are not in a typical environment 80 to 100 points. It's pretty insane volatility. I expect it'll continue. So I just have to trade smaller if I'm looking for a bigger move. Or what I did today is when I thought there would be an impulse, I traded really big but got out for a very small point total compared to what I'm used to. And that seemed to work really well for me. So just going to have to keep a look on the VIX, a check on the VIX every day. And, you know, I said a few days ago before all this tariff stuff that my sweet spot was 20 to 21. It looks like those days are gone for now. So just have to adjust to the reality of the situation. Still opportunity every day, no matter what news is going on. Just have to suit your style to what the market is giving you. So that's the key. And so let's now finally look at my account summary. So this is what I made today overall in all accounts, nearly $4,000. I'll go over each account. This PA from Apex, my funded account, is inching closer to a payout. I'm not going to say too much more about it because the last time I got excited about that with number 29, this thing is almost blown. It's got $28 in drawdown left. And unfortunately, it was the victim of the fat finger incident today. It should have been up over 1,000, but I made an execution error, and this account is almost history. I wrote off this one yesterday, but as a matter of fact, I got a little padding to it today, so maybe I can build it back up. I'm not going to give up on it. It's just, when you only have a few $100s in drawdown, it makes it really tough. Let's see, what else? I passed this eval today. That's good news. So I'll get another funded account. And this is another funded account I have. I had a rough day yesterday with the first day after the tariff talk. So it took a beating yesterday. But today I got back about a quarter of what was lost. So all in all, a mixed bag. Could have been so much better, but I'm human. I got excited when I saw one of my highest probability signals, and I pressed the wrong key, and I nearly have blown that account. This is the account, by the way, that was $120 for me getting my first payout that I was sort of boasting about on Monday or Tuesday. Wow, what a humbling experience. It's funny. The closer you get to a payout, things start to tighten and you find ways to not do it. At least I do anyway, but I've got to get over that. I've got to start getting some payouts. So I'm just going to take it a day at a time. And, the way I've been trading lately, I've been seeing the market pretty well. This trade was just one that didn't go my way, but that was okay. It's an eval, and I've still got, I know what happened with this one. This thing was $300 away from passing. I had it to 52,700, and I was pressing and getting a little ticked at it. And look, it ended up in the maximum loss for the day. After 1,400, they don't let you trade it anymore, which is a good thing. I probably would have blown this. So whereas this one was about past, number 34, it's now back to 186 over the starting level. But the good news is then I went out and passed this one. So, you know, I'm just being very, very aggressive with these evals because I want to get more funded accounts. And I was trading this account, funded account, aggressively today. But like I said, I just pressed the wrong key and, you know, it's almost gone. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. But we'll see what happens next week. Maybe this one will be in Payout City soon. I don't know. I hope so. I'll just keep doing what I do every day and trying not to clinch up, you know, when it's almost at hand. That's a tough thing. But I was clinching in January and February because I couldn't get any funded accounts, and now it seems like I'm getting a few a week. So it's just the next obstacle to overcome, and I know I'll overcome it because I got to the promised land many times last year. So I know it's in me. It's just a different set of circumstances mentally that I'm dealing with now. So I just need to relax and just trade like I know I can, like this guy shows. But this was on a bull flag, by the way. Let me show you. I'll show you the trade that got this account to pass. It was a sweet trade. Where was it? Okay, yeah, it was at the end of the session in Power Hour, and I'll show you the trade. It was just one little trade, but I had 3 minis on. But what it is so here's a bull flag right here, and I added a small size with this one. Then a second one formed here, and when I entered this one, I figured it would go up to this pivot point, and it did. And I was happy about that trade because I did not close it out early. I let it ride the whole way, and then what was funny was that account was $60 away from getting to the 53,000, and I had to get that $60. I just had to. I was so close. So I used one micro, and I kept trying to get it over, and it maddingly, what's the word? Maddingly. It would not get over the level. So I kept trading it and trading it. I'm lucky I didn't do to it what I did to that other account, but finally I got it over. And look at what was the figure again. I got it over by $4.78. So yeah, but I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you're enjoying my videos. If you get any value, please subscribe, comment, press like. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, great trading, everyone.